I never set out to be called the man who whispers to lions. That name came later, after a video went viral and the whole world saw what happened that day, a day that started like any other and ended up changing my life forever. My name is Daniel Hayes. For over 12 years, I've worked as a conservationist and guide in South Luangwa National Park, Zambia. I've spent thousands of hours observing lions, documenting their behavior, and guiding visitors safely through their territory. I thought I understood these animals. I was wrong. February 2023, rainy season. The Luangwa River had burst its banks, flooding the plains. For nature, it's part of the cycle. For stranded animals, it's a deadly trap. That morning, my colleague Joseph and I were in a small boat collecting a field data. Suddenly, Joseph pointed ahead. "Dan, look at that." Through my binoculars, I saw it. The head of a young lion struggling against the current, fighting and losing. Lions avoid deep water at all costs, but this one was drowning. "He won't make it if we do nothing," I told Joseph. Normally, we never interfere with nature's course, but this wasn't natural. The sudden flood was caused by human activity upstream. Joseph looked at me like I was insane. "Dan, it's a lion, not a lost tourist." I was already taking off my jacket and boots. I tied a rope around my waist and handed him the other end. "Just be ready to pull." Then I jumped in. The water was freezing, the current stronger than it looked. I swam toward the lion, moving slowly so I wouldn't appear as a threat. He saw me, a weak growl, more fear than aggression. "It's all right. I'm here to help." Of course, he didn't understand my words, but tone matters to an animal. When I got close, I realized he was younger than I thought. Amber eyes locked on mine, not with hostility, but something I can only describe as hope. He didn't resist, didn't strike. He let me hold him and keep his head above water. Joseph pointed to a sandbank about 30 meters ahead. With the current pushing us, we drifted toward it. His soaked fur made him heavy. My arms burned from the effort. Finally, my feet touched the bottom. We crawled onto the sand, both of us gasping for breath. For a moment, we just sat there, man and lion, side by side. As I started backing toward the boat, the lion lifted his head. Our eyes met again. Then he walked toward me and raised his paw. Instinct told me to step back, but I didn't. I reached out. He placed his paw, claws retracted, in my hand. 3 long seconds. Then he let go and sat down, calmly watching me. That's when I saw it. He was limping, a wound on his back leg, swollen and hot to the touch, infected. I knew he needed treatment. Joseph radioed the park's vet, Dr. Lena Mwasa. When she arrived, she expected to find a sedated lion. Instead, she found me sitting just a few meters from him. "Dan, what exactly is going on here?" She darted him, cleaned the wound, likely from a buffalo horn, and gave antibiotics. We also fitted a tracker to monitor his recovery. 10 days later, Joseph called me. "It's your lion, and he's not alone." We found him with his coalition and a freshly hunted impala. Then, he stepped away from the carcass. It was clear that kill was for us. We used the chance to give him a second antibiotic dose hidden inside a piece of meat. He ate, never breaking eye contact. Months passed. The story went viral, sparking debates among scientists. Some said it was just fever or disorientation. Others believed he'd had prior human contact. But I knew it was something more, a connection. A year later, while guiding park donors, I saw him again. He stopped, looked straight at me, raised his paw, not like the first time, but enough for me to understand. Then, he disappeared back into the wild. Some bonds don't need science to explain. They simply stay with you, forever, between the man and the lion who once reached out his hand.